I thought that a mindset in basketball was just concerning basketball. So if I was fearful of being like the main guy or fearful of taking the shot and I wanted somebody else to take it, whereas I didn't want that kind of responsibility, I was scared, that fear just transferred to other parts of my life. So the first challenge I want for you guys is, if you have a fear in your mind, whether it be, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm not whatever it is, everybody's got their thing. Now is the time on the basketball court and on this team to address that fear. Because if you don't address it, that fear will stay with you. It will resurface. You're going to have to learn the lesson at some point. So how do you overcome your fears? Anybody got any ideas? How do you overcome it? Come on, hop in there. Somebody, jump out. What's that?
Face it head on.
How do you do that?
Practice it every day.
Practice what?
Your fear.
How do you practice your fear?
Related to basketball.
If it's related to basketball,
Practice what you're not good at.
practice what you're not good at. I like that. Do the things that make you fearful. I agree 1,000%. Do the things that make you scared, because that's the only way you're going to get better as a player. If you stay in your comfort zone and do what you know that you do, but you have these other areas that you're worried about, you're not going to grow. So my encouragement to you is to face those head on, right? Get with the coaching, get with the staff. And if you're in the gym, if you think you're weak, okay, get with your strength coach. Try to work on those things. But the number one thing is that you have to understand that fear is going to stay there. It's not going to go anywhere. And so if I had to realize that earlier, I would have been like, let me address it, but I waited. Second piece is self-talk is massive, okay? So I'm like a mindset guy. So you guys are going to get everything I talk about is right here. Because when this changed in my mind, then I could see myself doing a lot more stuff, and the results that I saw first in my mind happened for me. But until I got it in my mind, until I got the self-talk that told me I could do it, I was capable, I was worthy, until I had that mindset, I underperformed. And so for you guys, gosh, you guys have an awesome opportunity. D1 program, getting to play some big teams, getting some TV time, that's massive. When I was here, it was D2. We was crushing people. We were trying to tee up the program to go D1. We was crushing, you know. We got it. One of the conference titles was up there. I think it was 02 or 03. I was on that team. But your self-talk. So how you talk to yourself. So how do you influence a mindset? And for me, my first approach is with the way that you talk to yourself. So when you're out there playing, okay, say maybe you shoot a shot and you miss the shot. Are you like, oh man, crap, you know, oh. Does the energy go to the negative moment that happened, right? Does the energy go to the missed shot? Or does the energy go in your mind to when you make the shot, right? So it's not like a celebration, oh, I hit it, I'm the man or whatever, but watch your energy and your self-talk, what you say to yourself. Because the next thing I'm going to say is the truth that you're going to have to repeat to yourself. And you are your prior successes. That's who you are. So as a mindset, some of us, I struggled with it. Maybe you don't. As a mindset, I struggled with reminding myself of my screw-ups. I struggled with replaying the time that I messed up. That's what I over and over rolled over my head. I missed a shot, I missed a shot, I missed a shot, I missed a shot. Even though there were games when I was making them. But what I was reminding myself was when I missed it. So the truth that I want to share with you guys, which and you know, if you want to tattoo or take a note or mark something down, is that you are your past successes. That's who you are. That's who you are. You're that guy too. You're that guy too. You're not just the guy that made the turnover. You're also the guy that made the assist. You're that guy. You're the same guy. So the only question is, what do you remind yourself of continuously? Right? Do you remind yourself of the guy that hits the shot, or do you remind yourself of the guy that missed? Or do you remind yourself of the guy that missed it and, you know, screwed up on that play? Or do you remind yourself of the guy that had the success in the past? So you guys, as you're ramping up in the program and trying to establish yourself, it's going to be a continuous battle in your mind. Who do you remind? What do you self-talk? What do you say to yourself? So what does a team say about itself? Repeatedly, right? Because not every now and then, oh yeah, you shot, oh yeah, good job, you know? But what about when you're down? What do you remind yourself of? What about when you're in that slump or in that streak? What do you remind yourself of? So I'm the persistence guy, right? So I write books, I speak, I travel, all on persistence, kind of mental resilience. That's how I've kind of sharpened or cornered out a place in the market for myself to speak and to add value to the world. It's teaching people about resilience and mindset. So next point. So I'm going to hit everything. So I'm a man of faith. So I'm a Christian and I follow Christ. And I believe each person has been given gifts, okay? So I believe that your gifts are not by accident. The fact that you have the capacity to play basketball at a collegiate level is not an accident. Basketball took me from, I didn't come from a lot at all. Okay, so where I'm from, they call it the dirt, right? So I did not come from a lot. But the fact that I had this mindset about basketball, it allowed me to advance and get in circles where otherwise I probably wouldn't have been able to get in. There's no way I would have been able to come to Incarnate Word if I didn't play basketball. There was no way. There's no way I was going. Basketball was kind of like it was like my stepping stone to be a success in life. And the same struggles, the same mindset, everything that I did in basketball, I took the same mindset and I went to the classroom. So like I was like one of those guys that, I don't know, all of us are competitive, but I was just like, I hated losing. Like I was like to a fault sometimes, you know, like I just want to win. I want to compete like all the time. So because I saw myself as a competitor, like when I got in the classroom, I wanted to compete in there too. So the next part I'm talking about is identity. Who do you identify as? What do you identify? Who do you say that you are? Some people are really comfortable, you know, being, it was just the extremes for me. It was like the jock, like the basketball player or the athlete, and then it was like the nerd in the classroom. So some people might not feel comfortable being in the classroom seen as the nerd, you know, getting the high scores all the time, right? But since I saw myself as a competitor, I was being consistent with who I was because I wanted to compete. So if I'm sitting next to you and it's test day, how I think is I'm looking at you and I'm like, about to crush you on this test, bro. What's up? Right? Like that's how I approached it, right? So coach has been telling me you guys are crushing it in the classroom as well. And I was so happy to hear that because your identity as a basketball player, that competitiveness, that wanting to do well, that's going to follow you throughout life. But who you identify, how you identify yourself is probably the most important piece. Who do you say you are? Like, what's your identity? Who do you identify as? When you see somebody, you know, for me, it was like, I saw somebody where I saw like a rapper, I'd be like, oh, I can identify with him, you know, because like he's from a place where I'm from. Or then I see like a basketball player, I was like, oh, I can identify with him because, you know, he's a basketball player. And I see like a doctor, I'd be like, oh, I can identify with him, you know, because I've seen people like me that do that too. You know? So identity is massive, massively huge. But your faith is what gives you your expectation, right, in life. So for you guys, you say, what's your expectation for this season? I'm just going to ask. What's the expectation for the season? Let's throw it out there. Conference tournament. Is that the expectation for the season? Right? So as a team, I don't know if you guys have went through this. as a team, I would encourage you guys to make goals. To make goals as a team of what you want to do. What is your intention for this year? What is your intention for being a part of this program? What is you guys' group intention? What do you intend to do? And so once you set an intention, your faith then tells you, okay, if I have faith and I believe, then I'm going to act a certain way. So faith is like the foundation, and then your actions are based on what you actually believe, right? So your faith and belief have to match. So if I believe, hey, that light switch is going to turn the lights off. Now follow me. I'm teaching you some once you get this, oh my gosh. So if I believe that if I walk over here and I turn that light switch, that the lights are going to go off, right? My feet start moving based on what I believe. If that's really what I believe, then I'll walk over there and I'll turn the lights off if I want to turn the lights off. It's the same thing for you guys with your goals, what your intention is for the year. If you intend to be in the conference tournament or get a ring, if that's your intention, right, then every single day, if you really believe that, you should be walking, talking, being that every single day. Right? There shouldn't be a disconnect with, how you talk or maybe how you communicate with your teammate. There shouldn't be a disconnect in how you behave and what the intention is. If there's a disconnect, then there's a problem with belief. And so for me, since I have faith, I think God has given us all gifts that are intended to be used. So you guys have the gift of playing basketball. Oh my gosh. Shoot the ball, run. Y'all can do all that. It's awesome. Everybody can't do it. But if you can do it, right? If you can do it. Use your gifts. But you guys have a huge opportunity. And this is another thing I missed when I was here. I didn't truly understand opportunity. I didn't truly get it. Took a lot of things for granted. My sneaks, the gear that I got, how I got to travel, food was just taken care of. Dorm room was just taken care of. People that was interested in me wanting to be a success. Because like I said, I was a mindset, a nut. It was like I'd be in a good mood. It'd be great. If I had a bad game, it'd be like 1-1. Because I hadn't figured it out in my life yet. I hadn't figured out mindset yet. But for you guys, I just want to encourage you, think about the opportunities that you have. Don't take anything for granted. Every single day is a blessing. It's an opportunity for you guys to take advantage of opportunities. If you see being here, sitting in this room, being with this coaching staff as an opportunity, then you look forward to the activities that are involved. You look forward to getting up and being able to work out in the gym or run and get better, work on your cardio. You look forward to practicing because that's time where you can seed into your game and get better. But if you look at it, if you miss it, you might mess up and wake up and be like, man, coach got us running at 4. You might mess up and think that. If you forget it's an opportunity. You might have some self-talk about, oh man, we got curfew. Even though the curfew's in place to protect you, to give you an opportunity, right? To position you to be successful. If you miss it, you might complain. And there's a lot of guys that want to be in your seat, that want to have that opportunity, to understand opportunity. Like I said, I didn't really come from a lot. Now that I'm older, I'm telling you guys, it was not like I had this insight when I was in your seat. But I'm about to be 40. It's not like I've been living forever. But I've learned a few things. So I want to encourage you guys. Think of it as an opportunity. Think of it as an opportunity for you to improve, an opportunity for you to work on your cardio, an opportunity for you to work on your strength. You got coaching staff, you got strength coach, you got people working with you on all these levels, working on your classroom, tutors, all of this support. A lot of people don't have that. A lot of people don't have those opportunities. But if you Position yourself to see opportunities that will serve you well in life as well, not just on the basketball court. Right? It will serve you well in life. I got a couple more points. I'm going to take some questions, and I'll talk a little bit about some of the things that I've been able to do. The other piece about expectation, before I move forward, the other piece about expectation is that expectation is based in preparation. So I'll give you guys an example from my basketball career. If I had been in the gym all week, for me, I like to shoot. So if I had been in the gym shooting 100, maybe 200 shots a day, I shot threes. The last name's Lee for three, Lee for three. It was beautiful. I loved it when they said that. Oh, my God. Lee for three. I loved it. Right? So if I had been in the gym shooting, 100, 200, I needed to shoot that. If I had been shooting that every single day, okay, expectation is based in preparation. How I was preparing was based in what I was expecting to do. So if I shot every day and I did what I knew I needed to do, by the time I got to the game, my first shot, I expected to make. Because I had been preparing all week. I had been shooting all week. I could not wait to get the ball. I was expecting it. I expected, boom. It was like it was already in before it left my hand because my mom was like, I'm making this. I was convinced because I had prepared all week. Now, on the other hand, say maybe I was coming off a good game. Say maybe, I met a new girl. I don't know. Say maybe I did well on a test. Say maybe it was spring break. Say maybe something else became more important to me. And I didn't get to the gym that week. I'm not talking about practice time. You put your shots in. I had to go after. You know what I mean? Like my mind. Like you do what you have to do. I had to shoot. If I shot, I did fine. If I didn't, what did I expect to do when I got the shot? My mind could not accept that it was okay for me to make the shot. I'm a mindset guy, remember? My mind would not let me accept I could make the shot because I didn't shoot all week. It was like I didn't deserve it. And now I look back at the things I was doing instead of getting in the gym. What were the things I was doing? They're pretty much a waste of time, honestly. At the time, it was exciting. Okay, I'm going to take this girl out, or I'm going to go watch a movie or something, But my expectation is what determined my preparation. So for you guys, for practice time, right? When you're in the gym, when you're working out, when you're running, prepare based on what you expect. So if you think the weights or cardio is a waste of time, then you might not understand how that's affecting an expectation that you have. Maybe you might not expect to run up against somebody that's stronger than you, or maybe you might not expect to be stronger than the people that you do run up against. Now, if I expect to be faster and stronger, I'm preparing like the expectation is to be faster and stronger. But if my expectation is to be weaker and slower, I'm preparing like that too, if that's my expectation. So how you guys prepare is what you expect. You guys set your goals, you set your intention, you have your faith, you set the expectation, then prepare like what you expect. Prepare like what you expect. All right, I got one more point. You guys are going to make some lifelong friends here. I didn't feel that either when I was in the seat. I did not understand the connections that I was going to make going through what I went through on the basketball team with these guys. Today, just today, I played with a guy named Fabio Teixeira. He was a guy, 7-footer out of Brazil. I played with him. I just talked to him today. We're going to link up. He's still in town. I played with a guy named Derek Lang, he's over in Switch. Oh, he wants us to shoot a video for him. Don't let me forget. He wants to say, D. Lang Training in Switzerland, we support you, or something like that. We got to make a video for him. Anyway, I just got off of him on the WhatsApp, texting him. He's over in Switzerland doing basketball training. He has a basketball training company, so he trains over there. You're going to make some lifelong friends. So that guy you might be looking next to that's competing with you against your spot, and y'all scrapping out on the court, and y'all ain't talking for weeks, and this dude looking at me crazy. However it happens, you guys are going to be lifelong friends. You might not get it right now, but I'm telling you, and people stay the same, Competitors are going to compete. Guys that do well, they're going to do well. They're going to do well everywhere they go. You get a guy that's a hard charger, you get a guy that's pushing you, keep that guy in your corner because he's going to stay that way. He's going to stay that way throughout your life. The guy that's pushing you that might annoy you a little bit, might be a little too excited when you're running in the morning. That guy will stay that way. You guys have lifelong friends. All right, so a couple more minutes, and then I'll wrap up. I'm gonna tell you guys one story. Tell you guys one story from my life, and then and maybe you'll get a takeaway, and then I'll get some questions. So, like I said, I really didn't come from a lot. When I was 8, I had this vision. I wanted to be a doctor. All right. No one in my family has a 4-year college degree. Nobody is a professional. Nobody plays sports in college. There's no military officers, none of that. So, in some people's terms, I was what you call a trailblazer in my family. So I don't know what type of family you guys come from. I don't know what type of support system you guys come from. I don't know. I did not have one. Like, my dad wasn't there. I had my mom. That's pretty much it. So I had this vision when I was 8. I was like, oh, I'm going to be a doctor. I want to be a doctor, right? And for the holidays, for 4th of July, it's like big in my family. We all get together, and my grandma just lines everybody up, little kids, and she goes around. I already picked on you. She goes around. She said, "What do you want to do when you grow up?" Right? To all the kids. Okay. So I'm excited. I can't wait for my turn. Now follow me. I'm excited. I can't wait for my turn. They ask me what I'm going to do. I say, oh, my gosh, I'm going to be a doctor, right? Now, I'm 8. My uncle's over to the side. My uncle, my dad's brother, is supposed to be a supporting adult in my life. Want to know what happened? Hold on, boy. Hold on. Oh, God. Boy, you ain't gonna be no doctor.